is at 12, and I tell you that lunchtime is 25 minutes long. We know it starts at 12 and it's 25 minutes long. So what time does it end? You need to then add 25 minutes to 12, and it ends at 12:25. That's kind of an example of what we're learning today. And we're going to be using some of the same models from yesterday, like timelines and all that jazz. Okay, Javier begins working on his project at 1:30 p.m. He spends 42 minutes painting a model of Earth and labeling the oceans. At what time does Javier finish working on his project? So there's our question and some important information here. I circled what I needed, the information, and what time do you need to find? Well, we need to find the time that he finishes his project. That's our question. So one way is to use a number line. Now for the number line, it says find the time on the number line when Javier started working on the project. So that's 1:30. Count forward on the number line to add the elapsed time. And so we know the elapsed time is 42 minutes. That's how long the activity took. So I jumped 30 minutes here to get me to 2 o'clock, and I showed that right here. I jumped another 10 minutes to 2:10, and then I jumped 2 to get to 2:12. When you add these numbers, 30, 40, 42. That's your elapsed time. Now you end at 2:12, and it would be p.m. because it's in the afternoon. 12:12 p.m. Another way you can do this is just like yesterday where you use the analog clock. Now it says find the starting time on the clock, which we did, 1:30. Remember, the small hand is the hour, the longer hand is the minute. And you need to count by 5s and then 1s for the elapsed time of 42 minutes. So here we are at 1:30, and we're going to go 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 41, 42, and there's where we would end, right at 2:12 p.m. So just another way, another strategy to figure out your time intervals. All right, finding starting times. Whitney went swimming in the ocean for 25 minutes. She finished swimming at 11:15 a.m. That was her end time. Right, finished. At what time did Whitney start swimming? So we're going to use our number line here, but we're going to work backwards. We only know the end time. We want to find the start time. However, we know that she spent 25 minutes swimming. So you're going to start at 11:15 here, and you're going to go backwards 25 minutes, but we're going to break it apart. So I went from 11:15 and I subtracted 15 minutes to get me to 11. It's easy to work with. Subtracted another 5 to get me to 10:55. All right, now we have 20 minutes we've used. We need 5 more. So subtract another 5 minutes and you get to 10:50. 15, 20, 25 minutes elapsed time. So you jump back to 10:50 a.m. right here. So Whitney started swimming at 10:50 a.m. All right, now we're going to do this on our own. Use the number line to find the starting time if the elapsed time is 35 minutes. So we're given the end time. We want to know the starting time. And we have to go backwards 35 minutes. So here we go. 5, 10. I'm going to subtract 10 minutes here. And that would bring me to 5 o'clock. All right, I have 10 out of 35 here. I am going to subtract, let's do 15. And if I do that, that's going to bring me to 4:45. So right between these two, 15 and 10 is 25 minutes. I need another 10. So subtract 10 minutes, and that will bring us where we need. So our end time is 4:35 here, right? 10 plus 15 is 25, plus another 10 is 35 minutes. So your start time is 4:35. Alrighty. A few more of these. So number 2, starting time is 1:40. So we're given the starting time, which is over here. Always remember on the number line, starting time is like left to right, like you're reading. So we start at 1:40, we need to go 33 minutes. So I'm going to add 20 here. Big jump. I want less jumps. I know if I add 20 of this, it's going to bring me right to 2 o'clock. Right, the hour is out of 60 minutes, so 40 plus 20 would get you to the new hour. So we're at 2 o'clock. I'm going to add another 10. And that's going to bring me to 2:10. So I have 20, 30. Now I just need 3 minutes. It's my last jump. And that's going to bring me to 2:13. That's your answer. This one is going to be the same, however, you're just counting by 5s. So here's our start time, right here, and we want to go 27 minutes. So here we go. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 26, 27. And when you look really closely, that will bring you to 10:22. Right? This minute hand will pass the 12, so this hour hand will move up. Remember, each jump is 5 minutes. So you could also show that on your clock if it helps you. Number 4 is the same, but we're using the ending time. So over here, 3:05, and our elapsed time is 40 minutes. We're going to go backwards here. So I'm going to minus 5 to get me to 3 o'clock. Okay. And then I'm going to minus 10. Again, yours might be a little bit different than mine, and that's okay. So now I'm at 250. I'm going to subtract another 10 to get to 240. Right, 10, 20, 25. I need to get to 40. All right, and then I'm going to subtract another 10. 230, 10, 20, 30, 35. So I need to subtract 5 more minutes, and that gets me to 225. Now this one is the same thing as this one. You are just going to count by 5s around the clock. 16 minutes worth. So you're going to do that. This one would be 4 minutes because we're at 8:06. So I'm just going to start from here, and then I'm going to add 4 after. 5, 10, 15, 10, 15, and that would have been right here. So when you add the time onto it, you are going to get 750. And again, you can show those 5 minutes each jump. All right, number 6. Susie began fishing at 10:30 a.m. So that's her start time, and fished until 11:10 a.m. So I'm just going to abbreviate Susie. So she fished between 10:30 to 11:45. James finished fishing at 11:45. Yeah. Did I do that right? No, I didn't. Susie began fishing at 10:30 and fished until 11:10. Sorry, everyone. Oopsies, that's why I don't use pen. I need to stop doing this. You're probably like, Miss Dowling, learn your lesson. Yikes, what is that? Okay. Now, James finished fishing at 11:45. We don't know his start time. He fished for the same length of time as Susie. At what time did James start fishing? So, first we need to figure out the length of time that Susie fished. When we get that answer, we're going to count backwards from 11:45, the same amount of time she fished. Let's do it step by step. So 10:30 is that start time for her, and 11:10 is when she finished. So I know that 10:30 to 11 o'clock is 30 minutes. All right, we're going to do this thinking out loud. 10:30 to 11 o'clock is 30 minutes, plus another 10 is 40 minutes total for her. So 40 minutes before 11:45 would be 11:05, right? If you add 40 minutes to this, the same amount of time she fished, you would get there. So he started fishing at 11:05. Wow, that one I think is easier to kind of just count by looking at it, right? 10:30 to 11 is 30 minutes, plus another 10 to get to 11:10. That's 40 minutes total. That means if he fished the same amount of time as her and ended at 11:45, well, 40 minutes before that would bring us to 11:05. Okay. Jessica starts cleaning her room at 5:50 p.m. and finishes at 6:44. So she begins at 5:50 and finishes at 6:44. Her sister Nora finishes cleaning her room at 7:12. She cleans for the same amount of time as Jessica. At what time does Nora start cleaning? So we need to figure out the elapsed time here and do the same thing like we did up here. So let's think. We have 44 minutes from 6 o'clock to 6:44. That's 44 minutes. And then we have from 5:50 to 6 o'clock is 10. So 10 and 44 is 54. So she spent 54 minutes cleaning. Okay, now this is really tricky because you probably want to draw out your clock for this. So we know that 54 minutes before 7:12 is when Nora started cleaning. So if you count backwards on a clock 54 minutes, or if you draw your number line, you would end up with 6:18 p.m. Okay, last page. Dante's surfing lesson began at 2:35 p.m. His lesson lasted 45 minutes. Draw hands on the clock to show the time Dante's surfing lesson ended. So it began at 2:35. So here's our little arrow, and 35 is going to be 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35. Here's your big hand. So there's your starting hand for minutes and hours. Let's go 45 minutes. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35.